how are we getting on today, folks? Today is another Monday. Yeah, start another week again. Not a bad old day, a lot of rain met over the weekend and all that. But anyways, it's October, so it's the time of year for that. Today's video, we will be kind of getting ready for the hedge cutting. We have a couple of bits of hedge cutting done, but nothing major, kind of just part of jobs where I'd be digging and it'll turn out there might be a bit of hedge cutting or a few trees come down with shears. So we've that done. That'll be today's anyways video, more or less. But yeah, we're more or less a lot of the digger work caught up on a couple of jobs there that were kind of on the long finger there. The last video was the dump trailer and that was kind of weather permitting, so got some more of that done. Could have done with a few more days in it, but just the weather is the weather. So and got a couple other lawn jobs done and stuff like that. So yeah, going grand. The moment we are in the 516, I've the flail head, McConnell flail head for the digger. I have it left up the top of our own land where we were doing a bit of stitching in, and I had hoped to get the hedges cut one side because they were hanging out. It's hedges two sides. We were hanging out a bit, but just the way it worked out, I didn't get them cut and the fella came seeding, so it I just didn't get around to getting them cut because other work was kind of priority. So just gonna pick up the flail head with the front bucket. Hopefully I'll be able to scoop her in somewhere or other. I get out here, we've got this field stitched here. I'll show you. Yeah, I got some of this ground stitched with an earth cedar. Well, I know done it for us. We burnt it off, cut silage in it and got it stitched. Got a lad called Jack Hines to stitch it. So stitched with about 3 weeks, I'd say now, and it is coming up lovely, as you should be able to see there. Most of the grass seed is in the lines because it's discs it and stitches, but it will spread out over time. But so far so good anyways. You can see there's a nice seems to have germinated nicely. But anyways, that's that. Yeah, so we burnt it off, cut silage and got slurry on it. Seems to have worked fairly well so far anyways. It's growing anyways. But yeah, I'll get up here, see can I get this flail head scooped up. So now there we got her scooped up. Only a small bit of the ditch came with it. Yeah, I wanted to scoop it up because I have to go down a bumpy old roadway for a good while, so I wasn't going hanging off a sling because we were only swinging back and forth. So that worked out now just grand. Yeah, so that's our McConnell flail anyway. I'll go through that there shortly. I'll just show you this field here we done as well last year. Done around this time last year before the ploughing. We cut silage in it, didn't burn it off or anything, and a neighbour over the road was he was doing a bit of reseeding with the guttler. Donald Monaghan was doing it for him, the grass seed man. So I just ran over and asked him, had he enough seed to do this field? Is about 3.5 acres and thereabouts. But yeah, came out mighty as well. The only big difference was we didn't burn off this one, but didn't burn it off. It was just a last minute thought now, but it grew well. We've 2 cuts of silage got off it this year. It's nice clover in it. Just has some old weeds in it, stuff, but the likes of them boys, but not bad. But anyways, just that I'd show you that. But it'd be interesting to see the comparison of the two between the guttler and the what's the name of the other one? Stitcher. Acres, is it? I think so. No, it's not acres. Oh, I'll think in a minute. You know the one I'm on about anyway. Earth cedar. Yeah, that's it. That's on this field. It's hardly 3 weeks in, I'd say. But yeah, it's growing well. Anyways, we'll I'll run down with this and I'll catch up with you when we're back in the yard. Now we are back in the yard. Flail head down. So I just said I'd just show you what we have for the hedge cutting and that kind of crack. So let's go with what we purchased first. Yeah, that is our saw head. Don't ask me what make it is. It's old. Bought a second hand off Dundee. Don't do an awful lot. Did the first year or two. Probably have it 4 years now, I'd say. Yeah, 4 years. There was new bearings on it and that when I got it. And new pipes. The headstock and all was on it. Was on a 13-ton digger. It's kind of rough and ready, but it's fine. Like I put a new blade on it. It's a Hardox 450 blade. It's a fine cut one. Has the teeth, the finer teeth. Happy enough with it. Sound, it does what it's supposed to do. I'm going to put 2 new bearings in it. One here and one there because they're getting a bit freaked, getting a bit loud and that. So replace them. The keyway here as well gone a bit loose. And I don't know, it's just the keyway wore or will it need to be machined or what? But on the main shaft going down, but we'll have a look at that when we're doing the bearings. So I actually want to get at that because next week I have a saw job coming up where I'll need it, so I'd want to get at that now. I'd say the 2 bearings are handy enough. Get them in central bearings or wherever and have a look at that keyway. But yeah, that's kind of it. Don't do a whole lot with that saw head now. Like I said, used to the first time, but the first year we had it, but then I used it a handful of times last year for a couple hours here and there. But anyways, this is our second thing we bought, McConnell flail head. It's 1.2 meter cut. It's probably the heavier side of the heavier side of the McConnell flails. There's F14 flails on it. Sound does exactly what it's supposed to. It actually does more than what it's supposed to. There's getting a good bit of oil flow. I don't know what it's rated for. Is it 90 litres per minute or something? There used to be a sticker on it, I think. Oh no, 126 litres per minute. Yeah, and it's getting all that and probably a bit more. It's it's a gear motor on it. But anyways, I'll go through that again because I'm putting that on now first, and I want to go through it, kind of give it a bit of a quick service if you like. And then the latest thing we bought, we have this 2 years now. It's an Oriel 3 shears, cuts up to 14 inch. Yeah, 14 inches recommended for. You will cut a bit bigger. Softwood, hardwood, ash and all that, bit smaller than 4, probably more like 12 inch. Good solid lump of a tool. There's a good few of them around us here, so that's kind of why I ended up with one. Lads had them and they were working well. They're good and heavy. Like look at the size of the ram in it, the bushings, the pins, all that. Like whatever, there's 50 or 60 mil plate here, like Hardox. There's a lot of Hardox in it. I think that bottom plate is Hardox. The cutting edge definitely is. Whether the rest of it, I'm not sure, but it's a fair lump. What is it, 630 kilos or something. Yeah, 630 kg. But yeah, fair lump of a tool. Works well, does what it's supposed to do. You can get fancier ones, little tilt and all that, and grab the branch before you cut it. But for what I'm doing, that is plenty good enough. But yeah, have we anything else hedge cutting relatable? Not really. That old tree grab is there, or grab. Just handy for gathering up bushes, gathering up bits and pieces. Yeah, does the job. Nice and simple. I think the selector grab it's called. Does what it's supposed to do. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to unload the digger. As you can see, it's on the low loader, just have to bring it home. Put on the flail head and I'll catch up with you then. That's the flail on the digger. fairly simple. Just the headstock, locker in with a quick hitch. Simple headstock, only fault in the bolts do come loose here at the odd time. You do need to, it's fine, it's not a fault or anything, it's just you need to keep an eye on them. Give them the odd squeeze now and again like that when it's in the shed, so I'll give them a squeeze and see how they are. It's because you couldn't get the impact going on them. Can't get them on it too easily. You get some of them from the other end alright, but it's the nut end you want to be tightening out here. And you cannot get it on it, but that's it. It's on just inch quick couplers then. Flat face couplers like we should have in a rock breaker. They work well, but I did have a problem with them there 1 year, 2 years ago. I'd say I had to change 5 or 6 of them. And it was of course the female side, which is more expensive. Whether it's the pressure, some people are saying that it doesn't suit, the hedge cutters don't suit them. The way it's pulsing and that, the way you're on and off the whole all the time, I don't know. And it was the power side mainly, but I did do change the return one as well. This is your power side here where you're getting the feed out. But that one I think I just changed one of them last year. So if I got away with 1 or 2 a year with mine, but they're expensive. They're €110 plus the VAT or something each, so they're expensive enough. But I've everything changed to them, everything. The grab, the shears, the saw, this. So that's what I'll be using. Anyways, this is the flail head. Just needs a quick check through. Lighting mightn't be great here now, but just spotted this boy here ready to fall out. The bolt is broke. Sheared at the bottom. Hard enough on flails, the work I'd be doing seemingly. I put that flail on, I'd swear the last job I was on there a month ago. But anyways, yeah, hard enough on flails when you're doing heavy work. I do probably be doing work with it that I shouldn't be doing, that's too heavy for it. It's able to do it, but I have noticed that I'm fairly breaking flails with it now. So whether or not I need to look into getting, like, it will cut the stuff, it'll make ribbons out, but it's getting more oil flow than what is recommended. It's cutting, it's not, like, there's no vibrations or nothing in it yet, like, it's not warping the rotor or nothing, but down the line, or sometime soon, I probably will need to buy something heavier for the work I'm at, because I have a tendency of when I'm at something and if it's mulching it, I'll keep at it. I don't really back off from it. So besides putting on the saw and that, because you putting on the saw, then you have to go gathering stuff and that, and it's not ideal. But realistically, probably should look into mulchers. If any of you watching this has any good recommendation for a mulcher, get a right heavy one with the big deep rotor with the swinging hammer flails. There's a couple of nice different makes there, but look into getting one of them maybe. I have a couple of jobs coming up, fairly big jobs, so it might be worthwhile getting it. But I like to try out things before I buy them, because it's grand looking at new shiny machinery, but ideally you'd want to be able to work it and see what is it capable of doing or not capable of doing. But anyways, that is pretty much her. I have the roller still left on it. Some people would say, oh, get rid of that roller. Maybe you'd be right, but I find when you're doing light stuff or going along by a fence, or wire, that the roller will run along it, or if you're doing nice neat work along the top of a ditch or along the ground there, the roller runs along, does its job. So I don't know, I'd be slow enough to go taking it off it. Anything else you need to know about this? Not really. There isn't much else to say on the flail. This is kind of just a getting ready video for the hedge cutting anyway, so I'll just go through the flails. There is a few cracked and broken. I will change a few there. 1 or 2. I don't get too excited if there isn't. If there's a lot, the corner's gone off that, probably should change that one. Probably is causing a bit of a vibration. Let's see there, that's enough to start a vibration. So probably will change that one. But Sometimes I don't go mad unless it's a bad vibration. I don't change because they might get a bit chipped and a bit blunt, but it doesn't seem to bother them because you could put on a full new set of flails and that, and you'd break one 10 minutes in. So once they're all intact and good enough, like it's plenty good enough for the work I'm doing, I think. Anyways, the mulcher would have a flail then as well, that if you hit something, it wouldn't be a fixed tooth mulcher I'd be looking for. If you hit something, that the flail can do a 360, can go right in, where these don't. These hit back and sometimes break off, and the stone will still hammer them when they're in here, where the other one, it can go back inside out of the way, protect itself. It's not hammering off that, because often come out, bolt, everything will be broke, because when it gets the bang from the stone, whatever, bang back, breaks the bolt, flail, bolt, everything, bushing is gone. But you'll have them sort of things anyways. Yeah, I'll do my few bits here and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Now, we are going grand with this now. It's ready to go actually. Put new bolt and bushing here. The bolts I actually got with the last set of flails are a coarse thread or rough thread or whatever you want to put it. Change that to put a full new bolt, bushing and flail there, because that one was chipped. But the original bolt, and they're a bit longer too, the original bolts came out are a nice fine thread, and you just tighten better too. But anyways, they're still fine, I'm sure. I have a few of them used there since last year and they were fine. So that's her. I tightened them all, checked them top to bottom, got a good squeeze in them all. Kind of a job you'd want to be doing, I suppose, once a week. If you had 10 minutes, just get your ratchet and spanner out and tighten them up. But yeah, she's all good. I checked the rotor bolts as well, because if you'd have even that chipped flail there now, like I was probably working that away with a slight shiver in it, but it's enough to loosen the rotor. It happened to me before and there was a dirty rattle out of it, and I thought the rotor was bent. Dirty vibration out of it, but it was tightened up the rotor and there was a flail chipped 100% then again. But yeah, that's the story with that. Very important to keep them tight for the obvious reasons, so they don't fall off, but also there's a bushing in here and bushing inside there. There's actually a new one that sits inside and the bolt goes through that, through the center, and the flail is on the outside here. But if the bolt isn't tight, the bushing spins on the bolt. The flail and the bushing spin on the bolt and wear the bolt, and it lasts no length. Where it's supposed to be tight, and you sandwich the bushing in when these two lugs, when you tighten the bolt, these two lugs sandwich in against the bushing, and then the bushing is dead solid, and the flail spins on the bushing, lasts way longer. And also when you're taking the flail off, it's an awful lot easier to get the bolt out of the bushing, rather if it was spinning on the bolt, very hard to get out. You have to hammer the bolt out through it, because it'll be just seized onto it. But anyways, that is that. Check them headstock bolts, they're actually sound. Yeah, so greased it up. Grease nipple here on the roller, one here, one at the bottom, down here, up the bottom there, and there's one here, main bearing on the rotor, and another buy in here on that bearing. But that's it. I use blue grease, bearing grease on them, so I must actually put another grease one in the digger for the blue grease. But that kind of concludes this video anyways. Next hedge cutting video will be hedge cutting. First job is only over the road, so it's grand. Make a start. Actually got a call there a minute ago for another baling job, so we're not finished that yet either. And you know what? It's actually a beautiful day out there, so I was half doubting that someone might ring. But that is it for today's video. As I said, anyone any good recommendations on a mulcher head? It's not a fixed tooth one I want now. I want a swing and hammer one. But I'll see could be the next buy for the digger for that. Whether we do it this year or not, I don't know. Any questions on anything else you want to know or anything like that, or any tips for using these, work away. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you in the next one.